the Builders Table. This is the show where we bring your way real entrepreneurs as we listen to their real stories. The way they have been able to grow up their businesses, the way they have been able to grow up their enterprises, and the way they are surviving and moving on in this economy in Kenya and in the world beyond. This show has been brought your way by your host, Coach Godfrey Mwenda, and sponsored by Pacemore Mentors and Premagrow Vegetable Seedlings Nursery. So we are so privileged today in this show to bring your way a very special guest that I'm sure that you'll enjoy his story. As you listen to his story, that how did he start? How has he moved about? How has he become a voice in this nation and in the continent of Africa and the nations of the world? So, and today we are so privileged in the show to have with us Steve Mbugua.
Thank you, sir.
Karibu sana.
Mr. Mwenda.
Karibu. Happy to have you, Mbugua, in this show.
Thank you again for having me.
Thank you. How have you been?
I've been good, pressing on well by the grace of God.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you.
Asante.
Asante. Welcome so much to the Builders Table.
Thank you, sir.
We say here every experience counts.
Right.
Every experience counts. Vitu zote ulipitia kwa life.
Kabisa.
We say that it is a sum total of this experience it counts.
It's the journey of becoming.
The journey of becoming.
The process.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So tell us, who is Steve?
Thank you so much. My name is Steve Mbugua. Steve Mbugua is I'm born again and I'm a family man.
Amen.
And Steve Mbugua is an ambassador of safety. Not there. Yeah. So there's a lot of ambassadors of safety, I believe, globally. Yes. But I happen to be one of them. And in a mission to help build a culture of safety. And in this mission, I formed some enterprises that help me fulfill this mission. So I'm the founder and director Nairobi Safety Shop, which is a company that supplies safety equipment. And also I'm the founder and director Makineka Africa International, which deals with safety trainings.
Great.
Yeah.
And now before we get to Nairobi Safety,
yes,
and Makineka,
yes.
Let's go back to the beginning. Where was Mbugua born? Are you the firstborn? Are you the lastborn?
Okay.
The spoiled child? Where did you go to school? I mean, a little bit of your background. We'll be happy to hear that.
Thank you, sir. Now, I was born and brought up from Nakuru, a village called Moronyo.
Moronyo.
Yeah, Moronyo. That's in Lanet Umoja sub-county. So I went to Kamuronyo nursery school. I went to Kamuronyo primary school. I did not go to Kamuronyo secondary school.
I almost thought that is the next thing.
Like a pattern. Yeah, so Kamuronyo nursery school, then Kamuronyo primary school. But still, when growing up, it's a complicated upbringing where most of the time our parents were not there because of one reason or the other. And so we were brought up by cousins, nieces, and all that. My parents would be there maybe several days in a week because my mother was a nanny in Nairobi, and my father was a plant operator. He was operating the bulldozers and the caterpillars then. And now we...
in Nakuru, in Nairobi?
In Nakuru, sorry, different parts of the country. And at some point, he got an opportunity to go abroad. So he was doing some projects in Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Libya. Like Libya, they were doing, military barracks and all that. And so all this time, we found ourselves, we were enjoying life because there was money. But early around, but when we were in class 3, 4 there, he lost the job. And also my mother came back home and life started going down. Haywire. So from having a lot of money and a lot of freedom, and you don't have, your parents are not there to keep on beating you, and then all of a sudden they're there, they are depressed, they are disturbed, and there is no money.
And there is no money.
There's
pressure.
No money, pressure, sasa. A new page. Yes. Yeah, and all this time I had a dream. Every young person out there has that dream. I had a dream of becoming a medical doctor. Or a businessman. So by the time I'm in class 4, 5, I started kukata shule. You know, I would in the morning we wake up, tukienda Kamuronyo Primary, naingia kwa mahindi. Unahepa. So lunchtime ikifika nachomoka, nakuja home kama nimekimbia. So then when the teacher discovered and the parents discovered, now nikapata kichapo mzuri kabisa. And the first time, the second time, the third time, I think as a point my mother noted, I think I need to talk to this young boy. And she told me, what do you want to do? Nini mbaya, nini nakusumbua? I told her, me, I don't want school. I want to do business. Tulikuwa na machungwa. We were doing some farming kidogo. So I told them, because most of our neighbors were drunkards, kulikuwa kuna pikwa changa, busa, and all that. I told my mom, hizi machungwa nikikuwa na chuna napeleka pale kwa one of the brewery hapo, watu wakienda kukunywa na wakitoka, I can be selling the machungwas. And actually I started nafungulia ng'ombe, unaenda kulisha kwa barabara na machungwa naeka kando ya barabara hivi, and I would sell.
A class 4 boy.
Class 4 boy. Yeah, and life continued. Yeah.
Now let's yeah, the story looks interesting.
Yeah, so there's this person who has actually I had 3 dreams. I want to be a medical doctor. I want to do business. And then I wanted to be a truck driver. Hizi ma transist kubwa.
Yes.
But not to be employed. That ni nikiendesha my own truck, nimebeba vitu zangu. So hizo vitu zinabebagwa na truck, nikuwa nikibeba zangu. And because of what I told you about our financial situation at home, it started affecting us. Tumeanza kufukuzwa shule, and by the time I'm in class 8, it was terrible until at some point the performance ilienda chini kabisa. When I did my KCPE in 1997, the performance ilikuwa mbaya. I will not mention here kwa camera, but I did not get an admission to any Form 1, any secondary school because of the performance. So 1998, when my colleagues went to join Form 1, we agreed with my mom, sasa hautaweza kusoma, utakaa nyumbani. Na nikaamua ikakuwa na hivyo. So January, my colleagues, my peers wameenda Form 1, I'm at home. And we are there, February imefika, and we decided we have to look for something to do. So kitu ya kwanza ikakuwa, kuna mzee alikuwa anashona viatu, nipelekwe pale
ukafunzwe.
And when he took me to the mzee aliniangalia kanichukia. Akasema hii kijana hawezi. Hata kuna kitu aliniangalia tu hivi akasema huyu hawezi. Yeah,
to be a cobra.
A cobra. Na akasema huyu hawezi. Now another friend of mine who also didn't join high school, akakuwa amepata kibarua Nyandarua kwa home kama shamba boy ya kukamua and all that. Akaambiwa nitafutie kijana kama like the way we do to nannies. Kuna msichana huko kwenye mwingine anatafuta kazi. So akaambiwa kuna kijana huko kwenye, akasema this is a very nice guy. Akakuja akaniita kupeleka huko. That family waliniangalia tu hivi, wakanichukia tu.
Oh my God.
Wakasema huyu in Kikuyu dage honi atoshui. Yani hata ukimwambia
hata vifaranga. Vifaranga, yes.
Yeah, na wakanichukia hivyo na I came back home. So March
that's in 98 now.
In 98. March, a neighbor mzee, and I honor that mzee, he's called Mr. Kaifa, Baba Kaifa. He said kijana lazima asome. And he went to a number of schools and he was able to get an admission letter. Akakuja, nikafanya kibarua kidogo, nikanunua uniform but mix and match. Unaenda mtumba, ini trouser ya navy blue, ini shati ya light blue, kamachi hivyo. Agaya kanipatia tai ambayo ilikuwa imeungua kidogo. Mwingine akanipea sweta ilikuwa kubwa, nilikuwa naikunja mara kadhaa hivi. And I started Form 1 in March. Nikiingia huko wamefanya cuts. So you can
imagine, almost closing.
Imagine. So physics, biology, chemistry, all those things. Sijaiziona na umepata wamefanya exam.
And class 8 also you failed.
And I failed. You can be very sure the performance was crazy. So that year I was the last student. That term I was the last student. Hesabu nimepata I think 08, physics kila hakuna kitu nimepata. Actually up to date it took me long period because vitu kama mitochondria biology. So I didn't get to know, I was not there.
What were those things?
So I knew kuna kitu inaitwa mitochondria.
And the Bunsen burner.
Na Bunsen burner. The introduction you are not there, so you don't know what they are. So I had a challenge all through. I was always the last person in class. So and bado hakuna school fees. So by the time Form 1 ikisha, balance inatosha hivi na almost every week uko njiani ukienda nyumbani. So kuingia form 2 na sasa hiyo form 1 because of low self esteem na nikakuwa monolized na form 1 wenzangu because wanajitoa stress na huyo jamaa ameingia mgeni. So it was bad for me.
Performance, no money, monetization.
So low self esteem. And so I started hiding myself for a certain group ya form 3 who are criminals because najaribu ku find myself. So I'm trying to get some people I can associate myself with na wapia ambao watani protect kwa wengine. So there was a friend who was in form 3 nikakuwa natembea naye akaniingiza kwa gang yao. And now they started misusing me kubeba drugs into the school because I looked very innocent. And so nikakuwa sasa nimekuwa a criminal, nimeingia kwa wale ma elements ka the criminal boys. So when I joined form 2 in 1999 first term nikafukuzwa shule na mimi nikaamua sirudi.
This time who is paying your school fees? Is it that old man or is your parents?
My parents. Na nila wanapata 100 wanakupatia. Unafukuzwa after sometime unapata 100. Hakuna hata kupata 500 is a miracle. So the headmaster told me, wewe you are a criminal, a non-performer, balance inatosha hivi, go home.
You're not good for anything.
Just come back here when you have all the school fees paid. So kwenda home na mimi nikasema hata shule staki. So I went to nikapata mom nyumbani, nikamwambia mimi staki shule, iko 1 2 3. Akalia na nikamwambia na sirudi, akaniambia kama utaki shule hata huku ukai. Nikamwambia ni sawa.
So rejected everywhere.
Rejected everywhere. Nilikuwa rejected na ule Cobra huko kuchuna kazi ya ng'ombe. Shule ndio hiyo. It was bad. So mpaka umeingia hata form 2, you've tried even to get a girlfriend. Hakuna lady anaweza taka kukua zote na such
kind of a failure. Oh my God.
So ndio huyo mimi nikaingia mtaa. So in 1999 around March nikaenda Nakuru town. Nikaanza to hustle huko and that's where now life turned. And I became another criminal altogether. Nikarea dreadlocks, nikakuwa kijana wa mtaa, and I started doing pickpocketing.
What?
And so I was recruited into to be a peddler. So tulikuwa na tumwa tunaenda kuchukua drugs somewhere called Mombasa in Nakuru. So from Mombasa to Bondeni. So kazi yangu ni kubeba hizo drugs. And sometimes you have to test them, unaona. So nikakuwa I was a peddler who was not using the drugs. Nimejaza bangi lakini to me. Then ikafika mahali because the gang mko nao lazima uprove I'm one of you, inabidi sometimes umeanza kutumia. That's why now I got into drugs, sniffing, glue and all that. A lot of clubbing there. And for 5 years I was out there.
What?
Doing different things.
Then the transformation. 5 years in the street.
Yes.
Your mother doesn't care where you went.
I would go and come back after kama 2 weeks na kuja siku moja mbili na rudi. They were not talking to me. Neighbors were not talking to me because of even how I looked. I remember a number of women pale majirani, ungepatana na mtu fulani unamsalimia bali ya mama fulani, and they will just ignore you. They will not respond because kama ni nyumbani kuna wageni, maybe ni Christmas, or your cousins, uncles, they just ignore you. Inabidi waambie wewe enda kwa shamba uko kaangalie ng'ombe. Because sasa you're
not fit here.
You're a disgrace to this family. You're a disgrace to this society, to this community. So for those 5 years I'm there in the streets, there was a cousin to my dad who was selling some tomatoes. Na alikuwa anajaribu sana kuniongelesha, ananishika, ananiweka hapo tunauza pamoja, na hepa ananishika tena. For many alikuwa anajaribu kunishika mkono. And over time nikaanza ku transform. But remember there is a doctor in me.
Yes.
There's that businessman in me. There's that truck
that truck carrying your things.
Yeah. But already nilikuwa najua nimeacha shule, so hiyo ni kama imekufa. So I started now trying to think of what else I can do if when I get money. And I decided to be a DJ because mara nyingi nilikuwa nashinda club. There's a club called Coco Savannah Nakuru.
Yes.
And a Dimples and all that. So tulikuwa mara mingi tuko kwa zile clubs. And so I tried to enroll into DJ school. But again nikakosa namna. I remember I talked to Homeboys, ndio ilikuwa imeanza Homeboys DJ. I approached to them, waka reject pia. Wakan reject. And so I remember this one day there was a hotel ilikuwa on fire at night because sometimes we would spend the night huko kwa mitaa. So hotel ikawaka. So the hotel was on fire. There was no one to help. Iliungua ikaisha. Fire engines didn't come. There was no one to help.
Wow.
And I desired one day I wish I could become a firefighter or a person who can prevent fire incidents or respond in case there are fire incidents. Again, a lot of times unapata usiku there is a hit and run. Mtu amegongo, amekufia hapo ama collapse on a bridge. There's no one to help. And I wish I can become a doctor or a first aider, somebody who can be rescuing and saving lives. And I remember this one case, tuka pickpocket mama fulani. Na wakati alishtuka ameporwa akaanguka akafaint. So tukihepa nika feel my conscience kaniambia go back and help her. So nikaenda mimi nimejaribu, so the people wameanza kuja pale, so hawakujua I was one of those guys because ilikuwa jioni. But we were not able to help the mother. Though at some point aliamka recover, but I wished I had basic first aid skills. And a lot of other things happen in the process, like ukiangalia kama hapa hii masikio hii nilikatwa na panga, ni mob justice. Ukiangalia huku kwa kichwa some dents nikipigwa na mob justice. We did a lot of crazy things in Nakuru town. But one day, still there was something being stirred up. There is something special in
you.
Yeah. So Bishop Mark and the team kuna wakati walikuwa naenda kuhubiri pale Nyayo Gardens, and also there was another park somewhere. So wakienda kama ni lunch hour, I would seek na Reverend Ayub Kayo and others wakienda na maspika kuseta pale, tunaenda pale lunch hour. And sometimes something was pushing me and pulling me into nikisikia mahali kuna crusade,
you want to go there
hivi. But twice or thrice tulienda kuharibu crusade. Actually my first time kwenda LCC, it was not to attend an event, ni cause chaos. kwa kesha usiku na tukapigwa tukakimbizwa tukarudi huko Langalanga. Yeah. And so one day nikaenda kutembelea, nikaenda home na nikalala. Asubuhi nikitoka on a Sunday morning na ma dreadlocks zangu na t-shirt tulikuwa tunaziita 3/4 kama ifika hapa, na trouser umechanua huko chini na kiatu fani na machuma ma bling bling zimejaa huko. Nikipita hapo kwa center yetu somewhere called Moronyo, a certain young man akanisimamisha. Niaje Steve, mambo? And he told me we go to their church. Na akaniambia kuna warembo. Church kuna warembo. Kuja tuende church. And nikasikia hiyo warembo.
That attracted you.
It attracted me. And so we go to church, Deliverance Church Moronyo. That time, Reverend Elijah, senior pastor LCC.
Yes, the lead.
Yeah, the current.
The current.
Reverend Elijah Mwangi. Yeah, he was now the pastor Deliverance Moronyo. Before Bishop went to Nairobi, and Mwakio,
yes, so that it goes in.
Yeah, Mwakio was left there. So Reverend Elijah was now
the senior pastor at Moronyo.
Yeah, now then he was at Moronyo.
Yes.
He was the one preaching from Isaiah chapter 60 verse 1, arise and shine for your light has come.
Yes.
Mimi nimekuja nimepiga seti pale nyuma.
Wewe unatafuta warembo.
Mimi niko tu, even the praise and worship, and by the way I saw a lot of beautiful ladies. Yeah, they were all over. And nilikuwa na feel like hapa lazima nitapata mrembo. Hata shughuli za town nimekata.
Yes.
So, but in the process of the sermon, the Holy Spirit started ministering to you. Arise and shine
For your light
has come.
Yes.
See, darkness fills the earth. And thick, deep darkness, the people. But you have to arise and shine. So nikaanza kusikia, it's your time to arise and shine and become a solution to something. By the time akimaliza kupreach, nilikuwa nimeamua nitaokoka.
Wow.
So that time came, he called the altar call. We went forward, like we were about 7 guys. So ukiokoka kule ushago unaambia salimia watu, sema umetoka wapi. So everyone akaambiwa salimia watu, but sasa mimi na madred zangu hakuna mtu alikuwa na believe this guy can ameokoka. So mimi hata sikuambiwa niongee.
Rejection again.
Niliambiwa ngota okay hivyo nani kaka. And I started nikaenroll kwa discipleship, I was baptized. That is I surrendered my life to Christ on that August 2003. Yeah. Immediately from there, another voice started, go back to school. So go back to school and go become a medical doctor.
Wow.
So ushapiga mahesabu 00 then 5 years kwa mtaa sniffing glue and all that.
Yes.
Already saizi hata niko na ile effect ya drugs.
Yes.
It took me some time to recover, to go through the process. But we were taught by Reverend Elijah about faith. And I started now speaking to my life and believing I can go back to school and perform. So mimi nikaamua 2004 because that was that August 2003. So I decided 2004 I'll go back to school. Nikaanza kibarua. By end of the year I had 5,000.
So now have you stopped going to the streets or you're still in the streets?
Yeah, I've stopped going to the street.
You're going home now?
Yeah, I'm going home now. A friend of mine had a kinyozi and I would go there because nilikuwa pia nimejua kunyoa kidogo. I would do some shaving. Yeah. And also I was also doing a lot of other manual works around. So by the end of the year I had saved 5,000.
Wow.
My parents, over time they have accepted me back. We have reconnected. And but I told them I want to go back to school. Unfortunately there was still no money and I have 3 sisters behind me. So I can be, it's their time. And even we don't have money to take care of them. I told them I must go to school. Now, this is how God helped me to apply faith to open some doors. Now, I received divine instructions. Go to this school called Anesta Boys. It's a private school. It was performing very well. So nikaenda nikanunua uniform za shule
ya
Anesta na sijaenda kutafuta shule. So I bought 5 shirts, 2 trousers.
With the money you had saved?
With the money I had saved. I used 3,000 to buy some back to school, items. Nikabaki na 2,000. So I spent 3,000, I was left with 2,000. So opening in January 2004, I went to Anesta. And I told them I want to join this school. Okay, so from which school? I told them I'm from my former school. I was in Bavuni, Bavuni Secondary. So they told me, do you have a letter from Bavuni? I told them no. Go come with a letter, transfer letter. So I went to Bavuni. Unfortunately, they don't have any proof
that you were ever a student there.
I was ever a student there. They looked for anything, there was nothing. So I went back to Anesta. I told them, I did not get the secretaries.
You created a story.
I created a story. No, I met the headmaster there, told me, go back to Anesta, tell them to call me. Yeah, to call me. But Neil, like, he's trying to push you away. So I went there, I told them I did not get the secretary, but the headmaster told me you call him. Okay? Sawa. So I was, now I paid the 2,000 and they told me report to school next day. Now, I was not interviewed. No. They did not check. I even asked me where I'm from. Actually, according to them, I was in Bavuni last year.
Yeah, also it's just a continuation.
It's just a continuation. And I started from there. And so that's 204, Form 2.
Oh, you now went to Form 2
I went to Form 2 and I started with a D minus because now I've gone there a transformed person. My mind is transformed.
You're born again.
I'm born again and I know what I've gone for. So even on Sunday I would go to church. After church, naenda shule kusoma. Because we could not afford paraffin. So I would still be left in school because it was a mixed day and boarding up to 11. Usiku naenda nyumbani kulala, then by 4 I'm up naenda kusomea shule. Now the problem is school fees. After nimejoin shule, the next week go home.
You're chased away.
Yeah, but I know there's no money at home. I would go around, nazunguka narudi, nafukuzwa tena. So until one day I faced now the director of the school. Nikamwambia, nikampatia story yangu and then told him, if you chase me again, if you send me home again for school fees, I don't have an option. I will just again drop out of school. Akaniambia, that's none of my business. And I told him, but you can do something, you can help me. Akaniambia, how can I help you? You are not even a performer that we can sponsor you.
Yes.
Nikamwambia, there's something you can do. I can work in this school. You can give me some work to do. I can be working even if it's at night.
Yes.
Or over the weekend. And he told me, okay, so on Saturday you report here. So from that day, every Saturday and Sunday afternoon, I was working in the school. You know, mjengo, as a casual worker. You know, mtu wa mjengo. So every Saturday, Sunday, after church, and then shule ikifungwa, the whole holiday I was in school, being paid 120 shillings per day. Wow. But the whole 120 would go to school fees.
So there is nothing.
There's nothing. Now again, remember the rejection.
Yes.
Now you're here. It's a mixed day boarding school. So on Saturday, when the boarders, your colleagues from 2's boarders are in class,
you're working.
You are there, mtu wa mjengo na masimiti. Again now, I remember at some point in Form 3, I tried to talk to a certain girl to approach. Unajua saa hizo unasikia unaweza jichocha kidogo. I remember aliniambia, toka hapa na masimiti zako. No, umevaa kasuti, katai vizuri ka shule, but mtu wa mjengo simiti. It was bad. But I worked so hard. I worked so hard, and we did our KCSE in 2006. And when the results came out, maybe before I talk about the results, let me share something about obedience and gratitude. Now, that term, I realized, actually second term, Form 4, I realized the boarders, they have remedial classes. They have teachers teaching them very early in the morning from 5 and even at night. And over the weekend, they are teachers all through. But for boarders, for day scholars, nothing. So I decided I will become a boarder. So how do I become a boarder na sina pesa? I talked to a gentleman called Marcel Ayanga. And now I'm in Form 4, he was in Form 3. I requested him, I want to board. Will you allow me to be sharing? We share your bed. Usiku unaenda kulala, ukilala unaenda kusoma, nakuja na kuamsha hivyo. And he accepted. Nikaingia, nikipatikana sawa, nitandikwe ama nikwe expelled. And that's how I became a boarder. For 2 terms I was there boarding. So on the last day after KCSE, tukienda nyumbani, a voice came and told me, go back to school and thank the management for allowing you to work in the school until ukamaliza shule. So when I had a balance of 27,200. So when I went back, I met the madam,
the director of the school.
The director of the school. She called Madam Gatimo. And she told me, I talked to her and told her, I've come to say thank you because you supported me, you allowed me to work in the school. She looked at me, and then I saw tears come out. And she told me they had sponsored hundreds of students and most of them never come to appreciate. But now you've come to appreciate, not because we helped you, but because you worked here. And she talked and talked, and she requested for my clearance form, and she cleared. She cancels the debt. So I went home without any school alias. Imagine if I did not follow that voice to go back.
You would be struggling to look for that school fees that was a balance.
Kabisa.
Yes.
Then she told me, and again, we noted long time ago, you boarded illegally. Not that we did not No. But because we saw the effort and determination and the commitment,
We allowed
decided
it to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, 2007, I think January or February, results were announced. And I got an A-.
Oh man! Oh my God! What?
Yes, A-. And I was the 4th best student that year in that school.
What?
Yeah. And they gave me an opportunity of becoming a teacher. So I taught in that school.
From a Simiti person to
From
a
a
teacher.
Simiti person in the same school, now I'm a teacher there. Now, being a teacher, I also became a scout teacher, in charge of scouts, in charge of CU, in charge of sports. And I did a lot of mentorship because now I was handling students from all. We will come to see you, Niko Pale, Scouts, Niko Apo, sports, I'm there.
You're young, you're energetic,
Yeah. Actually, they saw the commitment.
You have a story.
I have a story. Until they saw the commitment, they decided to give me a house inside the school.
Wow.
So mi nakaa shule, nakula shule, I'm available. If you want to talk to me hata saa 9 usiku,
anytime,
I'm there for you, young man. Now I was like, I'm your big brother. Let's do life. Kama mi nili make it, you can
make it.
And by then, by the grace of God, I was able to transform a lot of young men.